inside Congo. One nation can go on. Oruga, my yes, I dare you. Here we go. Sing. Seen a guy like me before. Have you ever seen the galaxy before? Up and down, the talking, I see this scatter the floor. Everywhere you go, I saw my music they go. Oh yeah, jump around now, and it jump around now, oh yeah, make sure you tap the hey, hey, everybody, Congo, I Congo, yep, say me I Congo, listen, I didn't believe it, I Congo, if you want to one
to herald the cultural performance that would display, of course, the real culture of the Niger Delta, and predominantly Edo State, who are the hosts of this edition of the competition. I still have Azuka here. It's going to spare his thoughts and how it started so far.
Yeah, Judge, I must tell you, it's going to be electrifying, especially where the rich cultural status of the Niger Delta region is going to be showcased.
Well, Lotin, so far, how has it been?
It's been wonderful. It's been quite intriguing, and I must say, we from this region should be proud. If you're from this region, it's something for you to raise your head up and feel glorified and feel dignified.
I have done very well. Now, let us show you the way we did it in our
All right, a lovely rendition and a play there embodying the Niger Delta. You must have heard, if you are someone who understands all the languages, you definitely know, you must have heard one of your languages right there in the Niger Delta. Now it's a time for the touch ceremony. The procession is being held by the man who played the character of the Oba of Benin in the play that you just witnessed, which had different nationalities, even going beyond the Niger Delta and stretching to the north as well. So this is a twist from what happened last year, where we just had the ambassadors hold the flame. Now we're having, of course, symbolic traditional institutions holding the flame, and it'll be later passed on. And with that, we now herald the match pasts of the various states. Coming first are the ones who are first alphabetically. They are Abia State. Make some noise for Abia State. Very young athletes ready to do their state proud. Abia State indeed came 8th in the last edition. And here comes Akwa Ibom State. It's next, coming forward as well. That's Akwa Ibom State in their traditional orange. They placed 6th in the last edition, and they are fully represented in all 16 sports this year. Let's see how these young stars will be able to fulfill the redemption mission. And then right after them is Bayelsa, the champions of the first ever Niger Delta Sports Festival. Now it is Niger Delta Games. Of course, they won that with 42 gold medals, Bayelsa State. They are back again now to attempt to keep that record and defend their title. Bayelsa, indeed, being led by a man who knows what sports is about. Daniel Igali, Commonwealth Games champion. Well, that was for Canada until he came back to Nigeria as well. And so we have seen Abia, we have seen Akwa Ibom. Of course, we have seen Bayelsa. And so next, in alphabetical order, has to be the Paradise States. The Paradise States, the acronym for Calabar, they say, is come and leave and be at rest. Cross River placed 9th. Yes, they were last in the last edition, but this year they are looking so resplendent, looking so nice, that it seems that they might even win the first prize for the attire. Young athletes ready to do their state proud. The state led by Governor, of course, Basio II. Today, politics is set aside. It is going to go down on the tracks, on the pitch, on the courts. It is all about unity. It's all about the Niger Delta Games. Cross River State looking so lovely in their attire. They have right there in front of them the leaders of that procession wearing the traditional, of course, Calabar attire, the Kombi attire. Well, Cross River thought of adding some culture into this as well. Well, Akwa Ibom is a state that is very close to Cross River, but they came all casual. Anyway, let's see how it all goes down in the next 6 days. And of course, as Cross River keeps rolling down that procession, we know that next in alphabetical order will be the state that borders Edo State. The state that is close to Edo State will come next. But Cross River is still right here. The athletes are feeling so nice. And They're looking so beautiful as well, just as the way Cross River women look. Very lovely. And they do know how to dance the kombi. I don't know if Azuka, have you seen a lady dance a kombi for you before?
Well, I've seen it. I saw it at the first edition.
It's too late for a private dance. Next up, it's Delta State, ladies and gentlemen. Delta State claims second position at the first ever Niger Delta Sports Festival, now the Niger Delta Games. Well, it's interesting though. It looks like Cross River had more of their officials dance with them, because we do know that it is a structure of 270 athletes per state. Well, Delta have danced and gone, and obviously coming up next is the one and only Imo State.
George, look at the faces of these young athletes.
Yeah, they are young.
Very, very young.
Very young. And that, of course, you must give credit to the Dynamis icon that insisted this year it must be the young ones. All right, what can you say? Osun State, the Sunshine State, with their resplendent sun color, matching pass right now. And they seem so Ondo State, please. Ondo State. Ondo State, obviously, it's a live show. Anything can happen. All right, so Ondo State. I wonder when Oshu entered into Niger Delta.
No,
I'm sure that
they share a common boundary.
Yeah,
so
everyone might be struggling to get into the Niger Delta.
This
but right
project.
now, let's go to the States. Well, I wonder why they have very few contingents. Maybe
this is
some
River
of them
State.
are not dressed, you know. But River State are next. The States, anytime, the Garden City.
Yes.
The Garden State. All right, the host state are here.
Whoa.
Is this intentional?
It's
they
exceptional.
Are more than
It's
everyone that are here. But we do know it's 270 per state. But everyone is out today. Oba Dokwe. That's right. They are in their red attire. And yes, as a host, they need to come last. Obviously, they were supposed to come after Delta State. But hey, they are the state that are hosting. And Azuka, what you make of the match pass so far?
Judge, exceptional, spectacular, and something I've been looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath.
All right, great stuff indeed. And now the match pass is over. Well, the athletes are all lined up right now, and we must have the torch lighting ceremony. We already know that the torch has moved already from the traditional institution. It's going to the ambassadors. And talking about the ambassadors, the leading ambassador, no doubt, is Victor Nosakare Ikpeba from Delta State, but we do have a former Kwabam State, a bronze medalist at the Commonwealth Games. Edidion Umofia is one of the outstanding tournament competition ambassadors. He won, of course, a bronze medal at the Commonwealth Games, at the last Commonwealth Games, and he definitely has been winning national and national championships. And this is a young star as well. We're not talking about the OGs. We're talking about young stars who are making it happen. Young stars who definitely are giving Niger Delta some hope that we can produce more blessing Okakbares. We can produce more blessing Oporo Dudus. We can produce more Nosai Kwebas. We can produce more, you know, Kanu Wankos, JJ Okocha, who's from Delta State as well.
Even we have, I can even cite in that setup, swimming sensation, Blessing Forcados. A big name.
That's right.
In the swimming sports.
Oh, that's right.
She's there.
She's there. And she's already showing the world what she can.
These are the ones that will set the pace for these young ones. They look at them as icons. And that is all what this game is all about.
That's great. Well, we see the man of the young star who symbolizes the Oba Opening, the traditional institution, which of course is very revered here in Edo State. is taking that festival touch. Taking the festival touch.
The touch.
And would hand it over to obviously the tournament ambassadors who are making their way right now. That's Comrade Adams Ashomole. Well, he's a senator now, but he still looks very comrade. No doubt, we saw him right there on the screen. Lovely, lovely scenery here. You can see from your screens a blend of different colors, from orange to green to blue of Delta State, to indeed the lovely, lovely colors of Ondo State. Now here is the symbolic presentation. It has been handed over to the 1997 African Footballer of the Year, the man who was so big right now back then that the city of Monaco decided to name him a prince.
The Prince of Monaco.
Nosa Kara Ikweba, right here from, of course, the Niger Delta, precisely Delta
State. A proud
State.
Isoko son from Delta State.
That's right. Now he leads the procession. He leads the pack of tournament ambassadors as he takes it straight to the main torch. Indeed, to light this up and signify the commencement of this game. Always symbolic, as you know it. Nosa Kara Ikweba, the man from Isoko, the man who is now doing punditry duties. You know, in punditry duties, you don't get sacked.
No,
you know. But in coaching duties, you might get sacked. His captain, Austin Eguivon, has been removed from the job many times. You see, when I talk about, you know, some athletes who decide they don't want to go into the firing line, they don't want to get into that firing line. Just like JJ Okocha.
He doesn't want to.
Okocha will not touch coaching, you know.
He will not. He will not. I think he prefers his quiet private life.
He's making money. Come on, he's doing business. He's an ambassador for many brands.
Sure, certainly.
You know, but
not on the spotlight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at JJ Okocha, you find him everywhere. You find him doing this, you find him that, you find FIFA invited him, you find CAF invited him. But the moment he decides to be a coach, you know that he's going to be under a lot of scrutiny.
Of course.
And you know the kind of scrutiny that he will get from the fans, from his employers, from Nigerians at large. Now that